5 centimeters per second is a trio of stories surrounding by a boy named Takiri Turno, when he struggles with his feelings for his childhood friend Akiri, as time and distance continues to separate them further and further. 5 centimeters per second is directed by Makoto Shinkai, a man who is commonly hailed as the next Miyazaki. This anime film is one of the most beautiful movies I've ever watched, but also sad. This movie is just a heart-wrenching, sad experience. It fills you with emotion through the storytelling, which is told through 3 segments, or rather, chapters. 5 centimeters per second is a chain of short stories about their distance, a wonderful piercing glimpse into the life of Takaki. The film is separated into 3 chapters or segments of Takaki's life: Cherry Blossom, Cosmonaut, and 5 centimeters per second. Cherry Blossom offers a fleeting look into Takaki's relationship with his childhood friend Akiri. Cosmonaut sees Takaki's journey through high school through the viewpoint of love-struck Connie, and 5 centimeters per second show how Takaki is longing as the past is affecting his future. Each episode is self-contained and only reveals small parts of what the characters truly feel, whereas most modern films try to explicitly show the characters' inner emotions. 5 centimeters never once denies to intrude in its own characters. Their few lines of dialogue and beautiful visuals is all that the audience needs to construct a reality around these characters, and it is this light touch that makes the plot of 5 centimeters so amazing. Where to many, essentially a love story, 5 centimeters is a realistic view of the struggle of human life. It is perhaps one of the most intuitive and intimate films I've ever watched, and it is this intimacy that makes the story so perfect. The film never once needs to state things explicitly. It only ever needs its simple, almost lyrical lines and dreamy landscapes to portray everything it needs to. While some may not appreciate its open-end nature of the film's ending, it fits it perfectly with everything that 5 centimeters is, a heartbreaking tale of moving on with life. One of the weaker points of this movie, however, is the characters, but still very good. Remember that this movie is only 60 minutes, so it's pretty obvious that the characters don't get very much development. So if you're a big fan of very complex character development, please don't put this whole movie down just because you don't like the characters. But still, the characters do have some really good things about them. As the story progresses in this movie, some of the characters really do get some development, especially Taki. You can really feel really bonded with him, and you feel the exact pain that he is feeling, and it could even go as far as to make you cry. About the supporting cast, however, in this movie, it wasn't really all that important actually. They were just there. And they didn't really get much development at all and had very flat personalities, but still, there were none that I actually disliked. You will only really feel bonded with the main characters in this movie, but they truly feel like they won't be easily forgotten. The film features one of the most detailed and realistic landscapes I've ever seen. The sheer depth of detail in everything is simply extraordinary. Shinkai really went to town in trying to portray real life with this anime. 5 centimeters also features some of the most spectacular skies I've ever seen in anime. Where most settle for simple blue skies with simple white clouds, this film accurately portrays real cloud formations and it fits them perfectly to the narrative. Never before have I seen such a feat been achieved. But don't let the amount of detail distract from the dreamy nature of this film. While it is true that the film is incredibly detailed in its realism, it never let go of that dreamy-like quality. The beautiful lighting, the gorgeous night, it just looks absolutely spectacular. The visuals aren't the only gorgeous thing about 5 centimeters per second. The soundtrack is also a work of art. As with many other Shinkai films, the soundtrack of 5 centimeters was composed by Temode and is truly a wonderful soundtrack. You may only listen to its soft piano melodies and its gorgeous orchestra and acoustic tracks to understand that this sorrowful soundtrack fits this wistful film so well, and it makes the package so much greater than it may otherwise been. The sub and dub of this film is also really good. Despite a few lines, the cast do an excellent job. Johnny Young Bausch and David Mantrenga do a sterling job as Taki. Hilary Hang and Erika Langhart do a splendid job as Akiri. And Kira Blockland and Shrina Vengish do a great job as Kani. The performances are as they should be, intimate. The cast never overshadow the plot and the visuals, and the plot and the visuals never overshadow the cast's performance. This perfect balance further adds to the tightness of the entire film. Now to my enjoyment, I really want to mention this. The least noticeable impressive achievement of this film is definitely where the first part of the story feels as if the characters are investing more emotion in each other than the audience is to them, at least as far as I noticed. By exploring the vast facets of their own love for each other, the film becomes truly insightful. I don't want to say much about the film other than that if you haven't seen it, you must seek it out as soon as possible. It's one of the most simple yet densely unnourished films about young love that I've ever seen. It's also one of the most remarkable beautiful anime films I've seen, and it's true on a number of levels. So overall, 5 centimeters per second is an excellent film. It never follows standard conventions of storytelling, and it really flourishes because of it. By going its own way in terms of storytelling and its visual aesthetics, 5 centimeters creates its own unique and memorable version of reality. Some viewers may dislike the film's simplicity and open-ended nature, but by choosing that route, the film becomes more mature and artistic because of it. And as corny as it sounds, it only took me 5 centimeters per second to fall in love with this particular film. It is unique, mature, and beautiful. A real artistic masterpiece. So for an overall score, I'm gonna give it an 8.52 out of 10. I definitely highly recommend this to anyone who is interested into a nice slice of life romance. Anyways, this wraps up my anime film review of 5 centimeters per second. If you guys did enjoy this, of course hit that like button. It's always widely appreciated. As well, comment down below by leaving your thoughts and opinions of this anime, and as well, suggestions of other animes you guys would like me to explore upon in future reviews. As usual, my name is JC Green, and I'll see you guys next time on my next anime related video. Peace, guys.